good?
That's okay.
And then
Okay.
had to go through the ordeal chasing me down.
Hey, Shannon.
But actually, my cousin's shop, but my stuff.
All right. Well, welcome. We appreciate the crowd that is here tonight. I will call to order the City of Travelers Rest Council meeting for Thursday, April the 18th. Again, welcome everyone. And if you will please do me the favor and do us the honor of standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. And Councilmember Chris, if you'll please pray for council.
Yes, and we'll still stand for that. Thank you. As we gather here today, let us reflect on the responsibilities entrusted to us as stewards of the city. May we seek wisdom in our decisions, compassion in our actions, and unity in our endeavors. Let our deliberations be guided by a spirit of cooperation and commitment to the common good, and may our city be blessed. In your name, amen.
Thank you, Shanice. All right, we have approval of the minutes of our previous meeting for March the 21st. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Shanice. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Wayne. Any additions or edits? All in favor? And carries. Thank you. So for tonight, we have two speaking groups, and so we appreciate you guys for coming. So first, we have our YMCA, Rebecca and John. And if you guys want to come up here to speak, that would be great. And you have 5 minutes. And Rebecca and I met and had coffee and spent some good time together. And so we were like, you guys should come and talk to council. So thanks for coming and sharing a little bit about the Y with us.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Like Brandy said, my name's Rebecca Lunsford, and I've been with the YMCA for just under a year now as the development director.
My name's John Derwin. I'm the branch director for the George I. Tyson Y here in Travelers Rest. I've been with the Y for 11 years, full-time. Started in Baltimore, then moved down to Seneca, opened the Y there, and then recently moved here 2 years ago. So certainly appreciate you all giving us the opportunity to talk about our YMCA a little bit. Over the last 2 years, we've experienced some pretty rapid and exciting growth at our branch, which has led us to some new opportunities and some new discoveries. And so just to give you a quick history of who we are, we've been serving this community for over 25 years. We've been in our branch at George I. Tyson YMCA for 22 years as of May of next year. We are in a full facility that offers fitness, group exercise, child watch, personal training, cancer exercise, Parkinsonian exercises. And we offer childcare programming off-site at First Baptist Travelers Rest. Those programs including summer day camp, which we are already close to full enrollment with about 115 kids per day at summer camp. And then after school, which we serve about 75 kids per day, where we actually go to 5 elementary schools, pick the kids up, and then bus them back to the church and provide care.
So we also do youth sports, and right now we've got soccer going on. And so do you want to tell them a little bit about soccer season?
Yeah, so similarly to membership, but all of our programs are kind of bursting at the seams. And so this spring we had just under 400 youth participating in soccer. That season winds down next Saturday. And then the following Monday, 2 days later, flag football, t-ball, and volleyball start, where we have 300 youth already registered for those programs.
And just to give you a little perspective, you may be familiar with the Kane Halter branch. It's sort of our largest branch and considered, the headquarter branch. And our Travelers Rest branch has more youth signed up for youth volleyball than the Kane Halter branch. Just to give you perspective that things are growing and popping here in Travelers Rest.
Rebecca also coached volleyball last season, so that may have something to do with it. I don't know.
A little bias there.
Yeah, for sure. Bias for TR, of course.
I love it.
Do you want to get into childcare a little bit?
Yes, so just a little bit of background. I moved to Travelers Rest 2 years ago from Louisiana, and I was a single mom looking for a fresh start. But as a single mom, one of the first needs that you have to address when you move is childcare. I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. And so when I was thinking about affordable and accessible childcare, the YMCA was the first place that came to mind. And thankfully, they had room. But if any of you have kids in the area, you know that accessible childcare, even all the way down to infants and daycare and kindergarten age, The wait list, every place in Travelers Rest has a wait list. And so childcare is a huge need, a huge way that the branch is helping the community. As he mentioned, we've got 75 kids in after school Monday through Friday. We have 115 kids registered for summer camp. But childcare is often, for some families, after rent or mortgage, the second highest expense in their monthly budget. And so part of the Y ethos is to never turn anyone away due to financial need. If you come to us and you have financial need, we will provide financial assistance to close the gap so that you can afford childcare, youth sports, or membership. That we offer that financial assistance across the board for all of our services and programs. And that's really a big part of the Y ethos, to be inclusive and welcoming for all, and that includes making it affordable and accessible for all.
So why are we here today? So as I explained, over the last 2 years, we've experienced rapid growth in membership. In the last 2 years, our membership, so we measure things in household units or memberships. So a household could be one senior, it could be one adult, or it could be a family of 6. In the last 2 years, we've gone from 1,200 units to 1,600 units. And it took us 20 years to get to 1,200 units. That is obviously a testament to the growth of the community, and as a result of that growth, we engaged an outside third-party consulting company called Triangle 2, who conducted a market analysis of Travelers Rest for us. They partner exclusively with YMCAs on a myriad of services, but particularly around facility design and expansion. So we took that market analysis results and we took it to our board, some key stakeholders in the community, our staff, and we listened to our members, and we started working on expansion plans for the facility. That's not to say that we are expanding our facility, but it is definitely something that we hope to be able to do in the near future. Right now, we're working in an undersized facility for our membership base. We're not able to offer any of our childcare programming on site, which limits our capacity. We could have more kids in camp. We could have more kids in after school. We just don't have the space to put them in right now. In addition to that process, we have actually worked with Triangle 2 on conceptual designs for a new facility. And that's, pie in the sky, everything that we could ever dream of, down to a phased approach, what would need to come first. One of the biggest things that you may or may not have heard is there's a huge desire for a Olympic pool in this community, and we hear it all the time. And so that is something that we hope to be able to bring to the community in the near future. Where are we right now? Now that we have a design of facility and some comparables on what it may cost to build that facility, we're conducting a feasibility study on what a capital campaign looks like in this community. So what is our opportunity for raising money? How much is really possible here? Once we have completed that study, we hope to be able to come back to you and present a more detailed approach to what we're hoping to accomplish.
Thank you guys so much. I think that's very helpful. And if anyone has ever attended a soccer game at the Y or worked out there, you guys are busting at the seams. I think it's a nice problem to have. So we appreciate the update. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments? I know we have some fans of the Y here on council as well. So.
And we gave you a little bit of branch information specific to George I. Tyson, as well as some information about our annual campaign as well. And so you have both John and I's business cards and contact there if you want to reach out with any questions. Feel free to reach out.
And I'll end with this. I was talking to one of our senior members the other day, and he unsolicited said that our YMCA is the closest thing to the fountain of youth in Travelers Rest.
Put it on a shirt.
Yes.
That's the truth. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So do you have enough staff when you talk about all these summer camp students and things like that?
No, never. We are actually in a better position this summer than we were going into last summer. We had some turnover down at our metro office in the Human Resources Department last summer, so we were more prepared. But that's not to say that we can always use more summer camp counselors. Burnout is a real thing. We're talking about employing 17, 18, 20-year-olds, and they're working full-time supervising K-5 through 8th grade, 40 hours a week. So any opportunities that we could solicit or advertise that we are still hiring, we would love to take that opportunity. And that's really across all staff lines between membership, child watch, referees. It's difficult at times to find staff, and so any help is appreciated.
Well, maybe I have to come out of retirement because I used to be a summer camp counselor at Kane Halter Y.
That is such a shocker, Shanice. She cheers us all the time. I love it.
And as a former coach and future coach, if anyone has played a sport in high school or college, it doesn't matter if it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's so much fun. So that's a
Yeah.
great opportunity too.
Well, great. Well, thank you, but thank you for the
I have a
sunglasses as
question.
well. Yeah.
Yes.
Who remembers where the original location was when the Y came to town?
Yeah, the
Do
hospital.
you know?
I know,
Yeah.
No, they told you that?
yeah. They did.
Do you know?
It was at the hospital.
It was at the
It was
hospital.
like a basement or
at the
so,
hospital.
yeah. Yeah, it was at the hospital.
When we got that, it was like, people were like cutting flips, you know?
Yeah,
It was in the gym at the hospital.
that's right, yeah.
They did.
Well, and the Y we're in now, when it was built, was enough to serve childcare, you have a fitness center, have exercise facilities, and we've had to remove as much as we can to open it up just to support fitness at this point.
But at least the hospital had a gym.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, the
Just
gym,
thinking, I know you not only serve Travelers Rest city limits, so knowing the whole
exactly.
29690 and Marietta and Cleveland, like, it makes
Yes, we
sense
have
that you
people
guys are
coming from
growing.
Marietta and
Yeah.
Slater and Tigerville. So it's great.
Well, great. Well, thank you again.
Thank
We
you all so much.
appreciate it.
Thank
you. All right. So next we have citizen participation. We have David Goldsmith, and come on up. And David, you'll have 5 minutes, and if you'll just let us know if you live in city limits, and appreciate you coming to share with us tonight.
Sure. I want to add something before we start. If you've never been to the Y and met the CEO called Matrix, you need to meet her. I live in Travelers Rest. I'm in the Pinestone Apartments. I moved here in September, so I'm going to give you some street addresses, and I hope I get them right. I'll do this in 3 parts. Part 1, the problem that I've seen. Part 2, some of the solutions that can be implemented, and then I'll answer any questions you may have. I moved here, and I love it here. It's a great place. If you know where Food Lion is, and I believe the street name is New Plaza Drive, it goes over, and there's a Ford dealership there. I would not be standing here today. For whatever reason, the light turned green, and I didn't go. A truck, or a big pickup truck with his trailer with lawnmowers and stuff on it was going at least 60 miles an hour. I'd have been dead. I was driving on the road where the road that Tandem is on. I think it's called Pinestone. And so I'm going down, and this woman way down there went right towards me. I went, this is nuts. And what she wanted to do was get in the turn lane, and she decided she didn't want to wait. Last night, I was walking. I walk all the time. And this older gentleman was looking to go on the crosswalk, and no one would stop for him. He did the blinker, and they just went by. Also, too, where I believe it's where the Tree Coffee House is, Treehouse Coffee House, and there, that place isn't safe. When you go across the street there, they've got a realty station, and they've got the broth place. I don't like crossing there. I've almost been hit 3 or 4 times, and this guy, he brushed me. And I had the green light, and he was going to turn. I gave him a little gesture. He stopped his car, and I said, come on down, big guy. This is not like isolated instances. It's too much. And it has to be stopped because, I mean, you got to be safe in your city, and I'm not safe walking. I'm going across the streets. Obviously, I feel safe walking when I go from my apartment to my workout places, and I work out at the Y. This is, I mean, this Spectrum truck, he almost hit me, and he had to slam on his brakes, and I took off running, and I went, hey. So there's got to be something done, and I'm going to give you some solutions that I like to think would be done. Number 1, you have a thing called Nextdoor on there, and it's very active, very, very active. I've signed up, and good things. I would like to suggest that the mayor or the chief of police have put what do they call it? Sign up, not a sign, but do talking or whatever, and talk about, safety first and what a problem it is with drivers in this city. I mean, I've never been to a place where, you stop and people open their doors and they keep them open. I don't think they're being mean. I don't think they know better. And so when you have the safety first, when you put your thing on Nextdoor, or even Travelers Rest on Facebook, and say, okay, we've got to do something, and here's the steps we're going to take. Next, when your crosswalks, and they did this in Atlanta. I lived 23 years in Atlanta, and I lived to tell about it. What you do is put one of those signs like this, stop for pedestrians, it's the law. And also, too, I don't know if you can do this on your website, the police website, the city hall, list the top 10 problems with driving. What's the violations? List them out. And then keep doing updates. We're going to start being aggressive and ticketing people. And when you announce that and you announce what the problems are, what the traffic issues are, you're going to get people's attention. And hopefully that this problem will be solved. And, I'm going to tell you something too. Is my 5 minutes up?
Yeah, but you can wrap up your comment
Okay.
if you'd like.
Here's what happened to me. I'm driving down where Tandem is. Okay, police guy shoots out. I went past him. He shoots out right after me. I think he's coming after me. I think maybe I'm speeding. Pull over, put my blinker on, pulled over. He had his lights on, pulled behind me. And he said, "Sir, I'm going to have to give you a ticket." And I said, "Okay, why?" And he said, "You're parking in an illegal parking spot." I thought the guy's putting me on. I'm stopping. I told him I'm stopping because you came after me. He says, "No, I wasn't coming after you. You shot out of there pretty fast, big guy." And he goes, "Not only that, you don't have your seatbelt on." And I said, "Sir, I don't have my seatbelt on because I took it off to get my billfold to get the license out to give to you." "Oh, well, I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to give you a warning." I said, "Okay." Goes back to his car. He's back there like 10, 15 minutes. I'm thinking, geez, what did he uncover? And so he comes out and he says, "I can't give you a written warning." And I said, "Why is that?" And he goes, "My printer's broke." Well, that figures. And he goes, "Do you live at Pinestone Apartments?" And I said, "I do." "What next?" He goes, "I'm the courtesy officer there." And I thought, well, that figures.
You made a friend, Mr. Goldsmith.
But anyway, that's.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming to speak to us tonight. Yeah, I think traffic calming is definitely something that we're always thinking about, and being bikeable and walkable for Main Street's really important. So we'll keep thinking about the crosswalk. So thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. All right, next we will move into our ordinances and resolutions for second reading, which we have none. And now we'll do our committee reports. We have Public Works Committee for Chair Lane. Actually, there she is.
I'm here. So the Public Works Committee met April 8th and approved the March 11th minutes. The committee discussed the March Public Works report, which consisted of a few updates. The city received a grant from Palmetto Pride through Keep Greenville County Beautiful. Director Tate and Administrator Herman will meet with the Garden Club soon, which they did meet today. Director Tate has also put in for a recycling grant through South Carolina Department, SCDHEC. The sign machine is up and running. Greenville County is looking into where to move the recycling bins. And lastly, Director Tate gave an update on the mulching of the Center Street parking lot and signage at the South Creek neighborhood.
Great. Thank you, Chair Lane. Public Safety Committee Co-Chair Chris. Or Kelly, you're
I'll do
here.
it, yeah. The Public Safety Committee met on April 8th and approved the March 11 minutes. The committee reviewed the following March public safety reports. For police, dispatcher Angie Lawton retired after 30 years and a new dispatcher has been hired. The department has a new officer starting to replace an earlier resignation. Chief Ford submitted a grant for license plate readers, And Chief Ford also attended Police Chief's Day at the State House, where he was able to discuss different items with state representatives and was voted to represent the police chiefs in the upstate. For fire, Assistant Chief McMakin noted that the fire department received the Community Risk and Reduction Award for the third year in a row. And the department also has an NRE student who is working with the department for a short time, and there were no updates regarding building.
Thank you, Chair Byers. Planning and Development Committee, Chair Vest.
Planning and Development Committee met on April 8th, and we approved the minutes from March 11. We discussed the Planning and Development report from March, and we also discussed the Planning Director position, which is still open.
Next, our Ways and Means, reviewing financial report, Chair Baumgartner.
The Ways and Means Committee met on April 8th and approved the March 11th meeting minutes. We had no other business come before us. I will point out, we all do have the financial report. It was emailed to us along with a note from Administrator Shannon. I'm going to give a little bit of explanation about that. There was I've been watching this for a couple months and called her on it, and she's done some research. Some of what we're seeing in there on the line items for the police department and the fire department, there's a difference in the interpretation of our program software and the accountants and how they are reviewing that and placing items into the correct accounts and processing that information. There's just been a difference in all of that. We are working on that with them to get it all straightened out, and it's being adjusted and corrected as we speak right now. So just want to give you all an update on that. Does anybody have any additional questions over the financial report? All right, that ends my report.
Great, thank you. Ordinances and resolutions for first reading, we have none. Old business and new business, we don't have any. Administrative update. Shannon, what you got
Mayor
for us?
Almaden, members of council, I have several things I'd like to share with you tonight. First, please celebrate our dispatchers this week. This week is Telecommunicators Week, and it's a great time to be thankful for our Thin Gold Line staff who answer the first call of distress. Chief Ford and the North Greenville University team have celebrated our dispatchers this week with some special goodies and swag gifts, and continue to be thankful for their service. We have replacement screens for the bicycle counter, which is located on the trail. Those were in ill repair, and so they've been ordered, and they should arrive this week. Public Works staff will install them upon receipt, so you'll see that up and working again. Last weekend, we had several staff members who worked the Ville-to-Ville race from Asheville to Greenville, as well as our own very own Carson Ruffage ran the race. My understanding is the event went off without a hitch. We've received no traffic complaints, and so a thank you to the event organizers and staff, including the foresight to place signage in advance of the event to warn of traffic delays. Finally, please save the date, and you'll receive more information on this, but May 6th at 11 a.m., we'd like to host a Golden Shovel event in concert with UGATA and the Greenville County Parks Recreation and Tourism Division for breaking ground for the YMCA Connector Trail on the Swamp Rabbit. More information will be sent to you shortly.
Shannon or Carson, do we have any idea how many people maybe came to town for Ville-to-Ville or were in the race? Because it's a huge event.
I believe there are race counts.
Okay.
I don't have those.
Okay. Somebody say a gajillion? So, and we have gotten a lot better. I didn't hear any complaints from residents this year, so I think we've fine-tuned that process. So thanks for our staff I think everybody was working that event, so it was good. Cool. Does anybody on council have any questions or anything for the good of council? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Thank you, and thank you again for our guests. We appreciate you being here.
I do.